This video is about what it's like being part of the LGBT community. So when people say, what's the community like where you live? Or sometimes they might say, what's the scene like? It refers to this kind of network of support where LGBT people come together to support one another, look out for each other, and kind of coexist within this wider umbrella of LGBT identity. And there's this kind of understanding in LGBT circles that wherever you live in the world, wherever you go, if I decided to pick up my bags and go to the other side of the world, there'd be some form of LGBT community waiting for me, supposedly in any town, in any city, especially with the internet. We're kind of a globally connected network of LGBT people. And really the community and this network is meant to be one of the overriding positives of coming out and being part of the LGBT scene. If your family reject you, if your friends reject you, if you're going through difficulties, the community is going to step in and it's going to be there for you. So with that positive definition in mind, I have a question to put forward in terms of the community, and that is, what community? This LGBT community, from my experience, is largely artificial, aesthetic, and self-absorbed. As you can tell, my experience to date has been fantastic. Now, clearly, I do not speak for everyone. People will tell you the complete opposite to what I'm about to say, but from my experience, and this isn't so much now because I'm too old and past it, but when I was much younger and when I hadn't come out, my experience in trying to engage within the community and kind of branch out and seek help from the community was pretty much wholly negative for a long period of time anyway. It would be from very small things to larger scale things. For example, when I was too scared to tell anybody that I was gay, there were a number of support networks I found online, and some of these support networks would offer services such as, every Thursday or whatever, we will be online between 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. to talk to anyone who needs advice and needs support. And there I was at the time, 20 or 21, probably older actually, even 23 years old, logging on, hoping desperately that there was somebody to talk to. No one would ever be online. And yet you'd have these services that are receiving lots of funding and money and being praised for all the support they give to people. They can't even be asked to log in and be there at the times and the days that they're saying they're going to be there for people who are, reaching the end of their days. Beyond this, I went to a lot of LGBT events, kind of social networks, support groups, whatever it was, and largely found the same experience. It was kind of a lot of people that wanted to be known as leading this LGBT initiative or leading this support group. And actually there was no investment beyond it. They didn't really want to take the time to give advice and support. They couldn't be bothered. What they were bothered about was partying, socialising, being, made popular and being seen to be a good person and a leader within this LGBT community. But there was no substance beyond that. It was all artificial. And during this time, I thought maybe I need to stop going forward as kind of a victim of internalised homophobia. Maybe I just need to go forward and socialise and meet people and be on the same level. And I even started volunteering myself to help other people because I thought, well, nobody's really helping me and nothing good is coming out of this. So maybe if I can volunteer to help, then I can kind of get the ball rolling and support will come to me and I will give support to other people and it will be kind of a two-way interaction. But even when I volunteered at a couple of organisations, even during the interview process, I'd kind of get looked up and down. They'd be like, well, how do you identify? Are you gay? And, there's kind of disbelief that, well, are you gay? Are you not gay? We can't quite figure it out. A phone call just came through and interrupted my flow, which is not good. So following on from what I was saying, yes, I was asked if I identified as gay during interviews to volunteer. I've also been asked, how do you classify yourself? Are you butch? Are you femme? Are you this? And it was all just a bit too much. A lot of the time when I kind of tap into the community and the discourse that's within it is often termed queer, queer people, queer individuals, the queer community. I don't fit into that. I don't endorse this word queer. I find it all a bit bizarre. I wrote an article about it. I will put the link to that below this video. I'm still not with it. Maybe I'm just too old and past it. I don't know, but I don't understand the merits of saying, yeah, I'm queer. And this really does concern me because when I hear people talking about the LGBT community and us being together and being as one, I reflect on my own experiences and I think that community was never there for me. And I still sometimes feel on the margins of it because I'm not ready to kind of jump up and down and say, yes, I'm queer and I'm here. So it's kind of sometimes feeling like you're a minority within a minority, if that makes any sense. However, the rare time that I have seen community in action is when I've attended a protest. I have seen it a bit at Pride as well, but Pride has arguably become much more commercialised. But when I've attended protests, there's kind of sense of solidarity, and that's not just within LGBT circles, it's also the straight allies that have come out to support whatever it is we're protesting about. And then I feel a really strong sense of people sticking together, being together for the same cause and looking out for one another. But apart from that, in the social events I've been to, the charities I've approached, the organisations, I've really struggled to find this strong sense of community in terms of people being self-sacrificial. Instead, what I found is a lot of egos, a lot of false prophets, and a lot of, you know, talking the talk but not actually walking the walk. So what I need you to do is to write your experiences, if you are LGBT or kind of close to the community in any way, write your positive experiences below, because my experiences have been really negative. I don't want a young gay person to watch this and think, wow, there's no help there for me. I'm sure there is. I think I'm quite a rare case. So please write your experiences of how the community has been there for you, looked out for you, how you feel part of it, and why it's a positive thing. And if you have had negative experiences like I have, be the person to make the change. Be the person to set up your own social group, set up your own support group, take the time to email people, however little or insignificant your contribution might be that change, because the community is only going to get better if people are willing to stand up and say, actually, do you know what? I will take an hour out of my day to listen to you because you're going through a really crap time at the moment. So that is it. Positive as ever. Thank you very much for listening. Peace.